Now Bhagavan is revealing to you the practical way to see and experience the Atman. Having mentioned the problem, which was the samyoga or the connection which existed between the Kshetra and the Kshetrajna, and this connection has come down from time immemorial, anadi sambandha, and the mutual superimposition of both of them transpired, and as a result of this enigmatic, this existence as a human individual in this enigmatic universe has transpired. Therefore, in order to get out of this situation, he had mentioned and indicated what the Kshetra is, what the field is, and what the true knower of the field is as Kshetrajna, because there is an apparent knower also who is an individual, who is not the real Kshetrajna, the real knower. He is only an apparent knower. And therefore, in order to, he too comes under the field, this apparent knower too, comes under the field of the Kshetra itself, because he is the outcome of that. And therefore, in order to find and discover the true knower, the Kshetrajna, which is the Atman, the true Atman within each one of us, the next few verses are indicating what it is. So he also mentioned the purport and the purpose of the scripture is to give you a new vision, a new perspective. And this new vision is what is called a Shastra Drishti, the vision provided to you by the scriptures. Shastra Drishti. And when you comprehend this, it is this Drishti or vision which becomes the eye of wisdom, Jnana Chakshu, by the help of which you will be able to see, perceive, and then subsequently experience the Atman within. So that process is now being mentioned. The way of seeing is now being mentioned from the verses 27 onwards till the end. So thus, in the verse number 28, he says, Samam pashyan hi sarvatra samavastitam ishvaram na hinatsya atmana atmanam tato yati taram gatim. Samam pashyan hi sarvatra. Samam pashyan, he indeed seeing everywhere, sarvatra. Seeing everywhere, sarvatra. Samam. Samam means that principle, that divine principle, which is of the same nature, which is of the equal nature, everywhere. It is not that it is more somewhere and less somewhere. It is equally present and equally existent in everything in an equal form. In it there is nothing which is, it is not that it exists more in some and less in some. No, it is absolutely the same, of the same nature, same character, equally and fully present in everything. In everything. So that is why I use the word samam. Pashyan hi sarvatra. Samavastitam ishvaram. And not only that, samavastitam, in everything, in the manifest phenomena, it is equally present. It is not that it is more present in some and less present in others. It is not that it is more present in the devatas and less present in the animals or the humans. No, in every one of them, including the tree and the stones too, it is equally present. So if it is equally present, you too also should have the same equal vision. The same equal vision. Have no feeling of distinction. No feeling of distinction of any order. The moment you have any distinction in your mind, then you have missed Brahman. You have missed the Atma.
स्वामी जी, ये जो जड़ चीजें हैं, जैसे आपने कहा स्टोन में, तो इन वस्तुओं में भी समान रूप से
ओ समान रूप से है, in एक ही, in the same nature it is present there. Just as much as the atom is equally present in the stone, and in your body also it is equally present, and in this everywhere also it is equally present. So here also it is equally present, fully present and fully present, fully present. So therefore, it being so, you also should have that same equal vision. The moment you make distinctions, you miss the whole point. Distinctions in the form of, now in the human world, we create distinctions. We have racial distinctions, religious distinctions, caste distinctions. All these distinctions will keep you away from God, will totally keep you away from God. So once a person has got this God vision in his mind, all distinctions disappear. All distinctions disappear. So that is a samavastitam, equally present. Samavastitam Ishwaram. Ishwaram, the good Lord, he says, is equally present. And the good Lord in his own existence as the Lord is equally present in the same measure in everything. In everything. Like what? Like Sendana Gana, like a lump of salt. A lump of salt has got a peculiar character. It is the same salty character everywhere. You take a lump of salt, and it is salt at the top, bottom, left, right, top, everywhere. It is only salt. The same saltiness is present there. So samam pashyani sarvatra, samavastitam. So Ishwaram. So when you have this vision, na hinastya atmana. By that na hinastya, you do not kill. Na hinastya. Na hinastya atmana. By a wrong perception, by atmana, by a wrong perception, you do not kill. Na hinastya atmana atmana. So by not having this wrong perception, na hinastya, you do not kill the atma. You do not become a atmahanta. Once you have this, the killer of the atman, you do not become the na hinastya atmana atmana. By the atman, you do not kill the atman. By that, tato yati param gatim. By that process, you shall attain. Tato yati. By that param gatim, you will attain to the supreme in param gatim. Param gatim is the state of moksha, the state of enlightenment, wherein you will experience your oneness with the divine. That is said to be the param gatim, the supreme end or the supreme purpose of life is to experience the oneness with the divine. That is the paragati. So, samam pashyani sarvatra. Samavasthitam. Samam avasthitam. So that which is samam avasthitam, which is equally abiding in everything, then what happens to that? It is free of the 6 bhava vikaras. You see? Everything in the universe undergoes 6 modifications. But this is free of those 6 modifications. What are those? So first of all, everything has to take a birth. That's the first one. Then it grows. Having grown, it modifies. Then having modified, it changes. And then it decays. And having decayed, it perishes. So everything in the whole universe is subject to these 6 factors. But the Atman is free of this. So samam, it is of the same nature. Now if it is of the same nature, what should you do? You also should maintain your mind in the same nature. Do not undergo any modification or change in your mind structure. That's what the implication is. This is a practical sadhana. The practical application of this knowledge is to see to it that you practically maintain. This is the practice, jnana abhyasa. This is the practice. The practice of it is to see to it that in your mind state, In your psychological state, you maintain the same mind state all the time. You do not you do not permit the mind to undergo the vicissitudes of change, the changes which may transpire. You don't allow that. It is of the same ekarasa, the same state, the same nature you maintain. There is no modification in your nature. These are practical application of this knowledge. Same nature, you keep on maintaining this all the time as much as possible.
स्वामी जी, ये स्थिति सबको आत्म रूप से देखने के लिए
स्वाभाविक से ही आत्म रूप से है. So once you maintain this state, the thing is this state itself is Atma Drishti. This state itself is Atma Drishti. You see? Because you cannot see the Atman. You don't know what the Atman is. Atman is not a vastu. It is not a thing to be seen by you. It is a state. It is a state of beingness, a state of existence. So therefore you cannot see it. But you can be like it. You can be like it. As the Atman is, or as Brahman is, so also you could be like it. So when you two are all, when your beingness is like this, and where is your beingness? Currently, it is in your mind state. So when your mind state is in this state of beingness, a samarasa, without undergoing any modification, any changes, then automatically your mind state has come in tune with the very structure and nature of Brahman. When this happens, then automatically it is called as Brahma Drishti. This state is called as vision of Brahman. Now, Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati. The knower of Brahman is verily Brahman. So now you are knowing. The knowing process is taking place. The knowing process is taking place. Now remember one thing. The scripture is talking to a mumukshu. The scripture is not talking to a siddha. So when you say Brahmavid, it's not talking to a siddha.
Who has already become.
There is no need for him. There is no need for the person who is a siddha, who has already become the Brahman. The scripture is not talking to him. It is talking to the person who wishes to become, who is in the process of becoming. So the knowing Brahmavid, the knower of Brahman becomes verily Brahman. So how do you become the knower of Brahman? Through the knowing process. This is the knowing process. It is happening, it's taking place. This is the practical application of the knowledge of Vedanta. This is a practical application. The knowing is taking place, the seeing is taking place. The seeing process is taking place. So therefore, samam pashyan, seeing. So being in that equal frame of mind, the same state of mind, whether you are seated quietly or whether you are operating in the world, nevertheless, in either way, in either state, you maintain the same state of equipoise. That is why the Gita used that word very emphatically. Samatvam yoga uchate. Samatvam there stands for the state of mental equipoise. This is that state. Is said to be the state of yoga. And the state of yoga means that state which unifies you, which unifies and unites you with Brahman. That is yoga. That state which unites and unifies you with Brahman is said to be yoga. So, samatvam, when you are able to maintain this state, the process of unification has happened and you are now in a state perceiving Brahman. So, therefore, it is very pertinent. Very pertinent state. So, samam pashyani sarvatra, samam avasthitam, equally present. And therefore, if it is equally present, you are indifferent to all the distinctions, indifferent to all the distinctions which come your way. Whatever be there. So, there are no distinctions. You're equally available, equally having the same vision to everything. If you have a double roti or a bread in your hand and you are waiting to give it to the animal which comes to your doorstep, as it happens in India, they are wonderful. They come like atithis, as uninvited guests. They have their own time in coming, and in their own manner they will come. Stand at your gate like a mendicant monk. They come and stand at your gate. Sometimes a cow comes, sometimes a stray dog comes, sometimes a bull comes. Sometimes even a pig may come along the way. Who knows? Doesn't matter who comes. To whichever and whoever comes first, you have only one bread. Just hand it over to the first person who comes. You are not seeing any distinction. Any one of those animals which come, no one is any superior or better or inferior than any other. This is that samam ava, vision of oneness. You equally see, equally do the operation. So, this is what he means. Samavasthitam Ishwaram. The Ishvara is present in that. Ishvara is present in every one of these things. So, by that, na hinastya atmana atmanam. By this, na hinastya. You do not kill. Na hinastya You do not kill the atma by the atman. You do not kill the atman by the atman. So, by the atman, by a wrong perception. By an anatma drishti. By an anatma drishti means, anatma means by the non-atman vision. By the non-atman vision, you do not kill the atma. And when you have this non-atman vision, it is called atmahat. This is what is called as atmahatya. Or you may use a similar word, atmahatya. So therefore, you do not, na hinastya atmana atmanam. So by your mind, atmana, by your mind, because of this new vision that you've acquired, atmanam, you do not kill. So how do you not kill the atman? By becoming alive to the atman. Alive to the presence of the atman. And how do you become alive to the presence of the atman? By having this atman vision. By having this atman vision, you have become alive to the atman. Fully alive to the atman. And when you become fully alive to the atman, then you have now become fully alive to atman is Brahman. You have become fully alive to Brahman. And when a person is now fully alive to Brahman, and a person has this Brahman vision, whoever it is, if he has this, when he has this Brahman vision and is functioning and living in this world, if you kill such a person, that is called Brahmahatya. That is the real meaning of the word Brahmahatya. Because here is a person who is having the vision of Brahman. And if you kill him physically, it is called Brahmahatya. That is the real meaning of the word Brahmahatya. The one Atmahatya means Brahmahatya. Atman is Brahman, this is Brahmahatya. This is the real Brahmahatya. You see? So if you kill a Siddha Purush, that is Brahmahatya. And if you kill a person who is not seeing Brahman, that is also Brahmahatya. This is its real meaning and the sense of the term. So Atma Drishti is Brahma Drishti. Atma Drishti is Brahma Drishti. By this, what has happened? What have you done by this? If you don't maintain this, how does a person become a Atmahatya, a killer of the Atman? How does he become a killer of the Atman? The Atman which is there within you, which has been ever present there within you, all these years you have disregarded it. You have disregarded it. How did you disregard it? You disregarded it by being preoccupied with the physical universe. By being preoccupied with the physical universe, you disregarded the Atman which is there. You had only the vision of the universe, vision of the world. You had the world vision, and therefore you disregarded the Atman. And then what else did you do? You didn't stop with that. You did further mischief. And instead, you created a new Atman called the Jiva Atma. So double mischief you have done. One is you have already disregarded, तिरस्कार कर दिया. जो भगवान अंदर बैठा है वो भगवान का तिरस्कार कर दिया. You have disregarded him totally. So you have disregarded the Bhagavan here within yourself, and you have disregarded Bhagavan everywhere. That is the first Atmahatya. Then the second is, and instead you have created a new person called the Jivatma, and now you are quoting this Jiva, behaving and functioning as this Jivatma. So double problem. So Puratana Atma, which is your Brahma nature, you have totally disregarded it. And then you are regarding the new Atman which you have, the Jivatma. You are preoccupied with this new Atman. So double Hatya. Double Hatya. That's what Madhusudan says, double Hatya. Now, there is a beautiful story with respect to this. It's said to have occurred in the Mahabharata. And Shakuntala says this. Kim tena cha kritam papam chorena atma apaharina yo anyata santam atmanam anyata pratipatyate. Shakuntala says, it's an old ancient story. Some thieves entered the palace and they began stealing, but when they were leaving, they found a newborn baby lying in the cot. So they picked up the baby. They couldn't find much else. So they picked up the baby and disappeared. The thieves. Then they took the baby to the jungles where they were living. Now the little baby has got a capacity. Little babies and children have got a unique capacity. They can, by their beingness, they can transform your life. There is something sweet and innocent about children.
In their appearance.
In their appearance and in their nature. They captivate and fascinate you. And they gradually transform you. I saw this phenomena happening right in front of me. Where I am staying, right in front of me it happened. It's happening in the opposite. The newborn baby was bringing about a remarkable transformation in the entire family. You see? So here also this little baby, because the baby is innocent. The baby is innocent. With his sweet innocence, it changed the very character of the thieves. So then the thieves decided, we can't continue our ways like this. We have to bring this child in a beautiful way. In a beautiful way. Then they abandoned their profession and began living a regular life. The thieves, but in the jungle, so they began living a regular life. The little boy was now growing up and he has almost become a youth. And then one day he was taking a bath in the stream. Of course, when you take a bath, most of your clothes are off. So his upper part of the body was visible. And as he came out, there happened to come the king's minister. And they were all searching for this boy, for this royal boy, for the royal prince, the royal baby. They never found it after that. But they knew that the baby had a mark, a birthmark, as a birthmark on its shoulder. So the moment he saw that unusual birthmark upon the boy, he realized, this birthmark coincides with the stolen princess's birthmark. Then he asked the boy, who are you? Where are you from? And the boy said, I am living here with my father, parents. I am living here. And others too. Then the old man said, take me to them. Then he took them there. The boy took them there. Then he asked, who is this child? Who is really this child? And we have been searching for this child all through. Where did you get this child? Then the thieves said, they narrated the truth of it. And they said, we found a locket on the neck of the child, and we took that locket and kept it safely with us. They said, this is the locket of the child, of the little child which we kidnapped, which we brought over here. So then they realized that this is the prince of the land. This is the prince of the land. So now what had happened? In the process, what had happened was his old identity had gone away. And a new identity was created by the thieves. The thieves they had done this mischief of making the person lose his old identity and then brought him up with a new identity as a jungle boy living in the jungles. So this is what it is. So same thing here also with respect to all human beings. You see? So our old identity as the divine has got covered. It has got covered. And now all humans are living with a new identity called the human identity, which is a pseudo identity. This is the human individual. So this is, and the thieves have done this. Now who are the thieves who did this to you? Who are the
क्षेत्र के जो ले हैं जो तादाद में हो गया है उसी ने आइडेंटिटी
बदल दिया and
क्षेत्र के धर्म
कर्म और गुण और शब्द all of this put together, and the main culprit of this is the 5 + 5 10 senses and the mind.
It's a big group of thieves.
It's a big group of thieves. It's a big group of thieves. Your senses and the mind. They have made you, given you a new identity, and given you a new interest in life. So this is what has happened. This is the real situation. So this is what Shakuntala says. Beautifully she says this. So therefore, then even in the Ishavasya Upanishad, there is a mantra which states this. Asuriya namate loka andena tamasa vritaha tagum stve pretya abhigachanti yekecha atmahano janaha. Atmahano janaha. Atmahana. The killers, janaha, those people who kill the Atman in this way. And how do they kill the Atman? By disregarding it. And having disregarded the Atman, then what do? They take interest through their senses and the mind in operating in the world. So for these people, Asurya namate loka. They are lokas, Asura loka. Now Asura loka means, don't imagine that it's a loka of the Asuras. Asu means Indriya. Indriya mein raman karne wala log. So those people, though Indriya mein raman karne wala log hai, wo Asura hai. So Asura means those people who are sensualist, who indulge in the sensualism. Who indulge in the sensualism are said to be Asura. Bhogavritti. Who have got the Bhogavritti, they are called Asura. And so Asurya namate lokaha. Andena tamasa avritaha. They have been andena tamasa by this. They have been covered by this sense of anda, by the sense of wrong perception. Anda, andena, ignorance. By the sense of wrong perspective and ignorance. They have been covered by this. Tagum ste preti abhigachanti. So having died, they go to these lokas, wherein they have their sensuous indulgences. That is the worldly people. That is what the scripture is saying. So therefore,
also Swamiji kill themselves by means implying that they take rebirth after birth. And
that's right.
Means it is only when you leave this body and then new body.
Yes.
That is also killing one, and
it's a continuation process. It's a continuation process. When you disregard the Atman, the process of birth and rebirth is a continuous process. It's an eternal process. It goes on and on. The cycle of rebirth, Janma Janmantara, life after life, it goes on and on. So this can only be terminated by Shuddha Atma Darshanena Badate. This state of affairs can only be corrected by the perception of the Atman, Shuddha Atman. So therefore, this is this verse onwards, he is giving you the practical way to have this Brahma vision. The Brahma vision has to be maintained and practiced. You've got to practice this vision all the time. Because why should you practice this vision? Because the old vision was so strong. The old samskaras and vasanas were so strong. Therefore, to counteract this, the new vision has to be consistently and constantly maintained to clear the old and erroneous vision.
How to disentangle Purusha and Prakriti.
Prakriti,
So
that's right.
Reverse process.
Reverse process. Then the verse 29, he says, Prakritya eva cha karmani kriyamanani sarvashaha yah pashyati tata atmanam akartaram sa pashyati. Prakritya eva cha karmani kriyamanani sarvashaha. It is only Prakritya eva, it is only Prakriti which does all actions in all ways, in all its ways, everywhere. Karmani kriyamanani, all actions which are done in the world, in every sense, is only done by only Prakriti does it. Prakritya kriyamanani karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimurartha karta aham iti manyate. So there also elsewhere in the Gita he is saying that Prakritya eva hi kriyamanani karmani sarvashaha. Everywhere it's only Prakriti which is doing all the action. And all actions done by. So here also in the verse number 20 also he says this same thing. He mentions Karya karana kartrutve hetu prakriti ruchyate. Karya karana kartrutve hetu prakriti ruchyate. So Bhagavan is saying, Krishna is saying, Lord Krishna is Karya karana karana. So the one who does the actions through the Karya, the body, and the Karanas, the sense organs, the cause of it is said to be Prakriti. Prakriti is the cause. And that he is once again reiterating here in this verse 29. And all this karma, so, Yaha pashyati, us who sees, Yaha pashyati, he who sees what? That is only Prakriti which is doing everything, no? Not me, it's Prakriti. Yaha pashyati, tata, by that process, he who sees it in this manner, that tata, by that, atmanam akartaram sa pashyati. By that he sees the Atma, which is the akarta, the non-doer. He sees the Atma. By that, sa pashyati. He is a true seer. He truly sees. He who sees thus is truly sees.
He has understood the game plan of Prakriti.
He has understood the game plan of Prakriti and game plan of everything. Oh, you can even say one thing more. He has understood the game plan of God too.
God too.
Yes. It's the game plan of God too. Because the whole thing is planned by Him.
Yes.
He is the real
Planner.
real planner. We can use a stronger word too. Huh?
Srishti to jad hai, as such it is
Yes.
jad,
So he is-
of its own it cannot.
He is the mischief maker. He is the mischief maker. So, such a person, sa pashyati. So now, Prakritya eva. Karmas are done in what way? By the Vang, by the tongue, Manaha, by the mind, Kaya, by the body. The body also does its own actions. Goes here, moves here, does so many actions, Kaya. So the tongue also speaks. Then Manaha also does its own kriyas, whatever. So even that is done by the Prakriti itself. By the Prakriti itself. Sarvasham, in every ways, in all ways. All actions that you see which taking place in the world, only Prakriti does it. So if you can understand this, that it is only Prakriti, then what will you do? You will become detached and observe the operations of Prakriti. You can't stop the operation of. Can you stop the tree from growing? You can't. You can only observe the tree growing. You can only observe the child growing. Everything is changing and growing. You can only watch it. You can't do anything. So therefore, and it is Trigunatmika. So Prakriti is Trigunatmika. So it is made up of the three gunas. The three gunas. And according to the fluctuations of these three gunas, the remarkable thing about the fluctuations of three gunas is that in some people, the Sattva guna is more predominant. And those people are said to be Brahmana. Not the caste Brahmins, but in the true sense of the term, in whom the Sattva guna is predominant, in whichever part of the world he is, whether he be an Indian or a Pakistan or a Muslim or a Chinese or a Russian or whatever he is, if he has got the Sattva guna pradhana, he has got the Brahmin nature. Sattva guna pradhana. Then if he has got the Rajo guna pradhana, The main is Rajoguna and other two gunas are there. Then he is called a Kshatriya. He is called a Kshatriya. By nature, he has got the Kshatriya character. So what is the character of a Kshatriya in this instance? The Kshatriya will be full of vigor, dynamism, will actively take interest in the world and go about functioning in a dharmic way in the world. While a person who has got the Brahmana nature, Sattva-guna predominant, he will be quiet and he will live a contemplative spiritual life. He will be detached from the whole world and mainly will not get into any professions, any jobs. He will live a quiet meditative life. So in this way, the gunas differ from person to person according to their preponderance. Then another remarkable thing about the gunas is that every day these gunas also can fluctuate in a person. Sometimes you are full of energy, then at that time you want to do many things. You want to go out and do many things. Then the Rajoguna is operating in you. Sometimes you want to be calm and quiet and contemplative and meditative. At that time the Sattva-guna energy is operating in you. The Sattva-guna energy is operating and you want to be contemplative. Sometimes you are sluggish and lazy, and then at that time the Tamo-guna is operating. So thus these three gunas and the energies their respective energies also fluctuate every day in a person. Every day it fluctuates. Taratamya keeps on fluctuating constantly in a person. So, and according to the energy present within you, you will begin to function in the world. You will begin to, for that particular moment, you will begin to function. So thus it is in this manner. So there is an energy in this Prakriti. There is an energy in these gunas. In these gunas there is an energy which makes you operate in its own ways. So that is why this Prakriti or energy which is there within a person with respect to the three gunas is what makes every person do whatever he has to do. So a person who has the Brahma Drishti based, which is, and you can only have this Brahma Drishti when the Sattva Guna is predominant in you. Then such a person who has this particular energy constantly operating in him, in his svabhava, in his nature, then this person is incapable of doing anything wrong. By nature, he just can't do it. It's not possible in his nature. He'll be correct, good in all what he is, in all what he does. He will be. So that is his nature. And a classic example of this nature is Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira was a classic example of this, Dharmaput Yudhishthira, of the Pandavas in the Mahabharata. He had this nature in him. Always he was of that nature. So such people are incapable of doing anything which is incorrect and wrong. So this is the Sattva-guna. So who have got this Brahma Drishti. It's natural to their nature. Then what about the persons who have got other natures operating in them? Now this person also, because of this, the Sattva-guna person also, he cannot but be good. Even if you ask him to do something wrong, he cannot do it. He is incapable of doing anything wrong. It's not in his nature. Karma is Sattva. So this is the Sattva-guna person. It's the nature of the Sattva-guna person is such that he just cannot do anything which is incorrect or wrong. Then as far as the person who has got the Rajo, not only the Tamo-guna, destructive. Tamo-guna is destructive. Like Duryodhana. Now, Krishna asked this question from Duryodhana. Hey Duryodhana, why are you behaving like this? After all, you had the same education and the same upbringing as the Pandavas, the same palace. Both of you had the same acharya, the same education, the same upbringing, everything. Why are you behaving like this? Lord Krishna asked Duryodhana. So Duryodhana gave a very classic reply. Oh Krishna, it is not that I do not know what dharma is. I full well know what dharma is. It is not that I do not know what adharma is. But what am I to do? There is something within me which is making me do all what I am doing. That is that tamoguna energy which was present in Duryodhana. He knew it, you see. So it is that energy which impels a person to do whatever he has to do. So whatever be that energy itself, it will manifest itself in its various operations. It is various operations. So
कंट्रोल से अपने उससे इस एनर्जी को यहाँ से वहाँ चेंज नहीं किया जा सकता.
थोड़ा बदल सकता. थोड़ा बदल सकता. You see, थोड़ा बदल सकता. पूरा बदलने के लिए समय लगेगा. You take a branch which is moving this way, you can sort of straighten and bring it in another way, but not totally. Somewhat you can do. So here also, if the energy is very strong in that direction, then it will take some time for it to straighten out, come in the other direction and go in the reverse direction. It will take some time. So that is the nature of a person, the very nature of the person itself. This is what is called as the Asura and Rakshasa Swabhava, the demonical nature and the sensuous nature. More than the sensuous, the demonical nature takes time to be corrected, because it's a demonical nature. It is like asking a tiger to become a vegetarian. It's a difficult operation. For the time being, he may play the game of being a vegetarian, but the moment he smells the meat, the tiger is after them. Even a dog too. Swabhava. That is a Swabhava. That Swabhava is the Prakriti, the nature. So that nature which is there within each one of us, that Prakriti or nature, is what is impelling and compelling every person to do whatever he has to do. So all that is done by this Swabhava or nature, which is naturally present intrinsically in a person. So therefore he says, so ya pashyati. So such a person who sees the nature operating, is only the nature which operates, and he is the detached Purusha, the detached being. Sa pashyati. He truly sees. And how does he truly see? How? By not undergoing sarva vikara shunya. He sees everything without undergoing any mental modification. Sama, ekarasa samadrishti. So he just sees like a witness which sees the operation of nature. And how does he see? Without any modification transpiring in his mind. Any modification means any vikara. Any vikara means any transformation or mental changes transpiring in his mind. He just observes the panorama of life transpiring outside. Such a person, he says, sa pashyati. Such a person truly sees. So how does he truly see? Without undergoing. So that is why he says sarva vikara shunya yo viveki pashyati. That viveki, that discriminative individual with this jnana chakshu, jnana chakshu means the eye of wisdom or shastra drishtiya, by the eye of the scriptures, shastra drishtiya. He doesn't, and that drishti is not to undergo any modification, any mental modification. So he sees everything in the same way. First as a witness, knows very well that it is only the Prakriti which is doing. He is not. So he just observes the movement. So now this is the initial step, the first step in getting oneself detached from being involved with Prakriti. Previously, a person was involved. First of all, he was captivated by Prakriti. So now he wants to get detached from Prakriti. So therefore, in order to get detached from Prakriti, he is just observing Prakriti or nature in all its forms, the way it's functioning, including in his own mind. So this is that vision which he has. Sa pashyati, he truly sees.
So he is in the process of establishing himself in Brahma.
This is the process. This is the process to get himself established in Brahma, in Brahma Bhava. This is the process. The process of getting established. Process of getting established with this Brahma vision, with the help of this jnana chakshu, the eye of wisdom. The help of this eye of wisdom. This is the process. And part of this eye of wisdom is to see to it that it's only Prakriti or nature which does everything. It's not merely intellectual knowledge, but in his practical application, he, in a detached manner, observes without undergoing any mental changes or modifications in his own mind. Om Tat Sat.